Go tell a teacher. That's a great thing to do. Tell the teacher that Juan's not getting to play the running game with them. That's one thing you could do. Is there another thing you could do? Tell Juan to go tell the teacher. Could you go up to that group of children and say, you need to let Juan play too? You'd have to be brave to do that, wouldn't you? Or you could play with Juan. You could figure out what to do with that situation. So when things happen to you, I want you to think about those three things when you become a bystander. Are you going to walk away from that? Or are you going to help that person? Or are you going to go tell an adult? So let's quickly think about the three things again and the three words that we have to know. If you are the bully, and this time you can stay in your seats. If you are the bully, you need to stop and think about what you were doing. If you're the victim, this is when you have to be really brave and stand up tall and say, stop it. I'm going to tell an adult. Bullying is not allowed. And boys and girls, I hope you know that everywhere in Kansas, from kindergartners all the way through those people that are in high school, in all of those schools, bullying is not allowed. And all of those students have been told the same thing. Tell an adult, tell them to stop. Just the same things we're telling you to do today. So if you're the bully, you know what to do. If you're the victim, you know what to do. And if you are the bystander, you know what to do. Now let's think about Toado and his friends. How did they bully Cherubi? How did they bully Cherubi? They said, that's exactly right. They told her she was fat, and they said some really nice, not very nice things to her, didn't they? Could someone have stepped in there and could someone have said, stop it, that's bullying? They could have, couldn't they? But they didn't understand what to do. They didn't understand what to do. What did Cherubi do because she was the victim? What did she do? Did she know what to do? She didn't do much of anything, did she? She didn't say anything to them, and she just kind of cried, and they left making fun of her. And I think she probably felt really, really, really bad because all of her other friends liked her, but all of a sudden the new friends didn't. How many of you know what a pledge is? You know the Pledge of Allegiance, and you know about some pledges? Well, I have a pledge I'd like you to look at. Let me put it on the screen here for you. This is called a class pledge. And I like this class pledge because I think, and I know, that lots of other boys and girls have used this class pledge. And I also know that lots of schools have used this class pledge because it helps make their classrooms better places to learn. I'm going to watch your hands very carefully now, so listen carefully to this question. How many of you have rules in your classroom? How many of you have rules in your classrooms? I bet everybody's hand is up. All right, now put your hands back down in your lap. That's great. Well, this makes another good rule. And the first one says, we won't bully others. Think about that. We won't bully others. We're going to stop and we're going to think about our actions and what to do if it happens. And if it does happen, we're going to tell an adult. We will help students who are being bullied. That means if you're the bystander, you know what to do. You know what to do if you're the bystander and seeing something happen. Number 3, I think, is a great rule to have in your classrooms. We will include students who are left out. You know, sometimes when I go to schools or when I used to be a teacher, I would look and I would see on the playground somebody who didn't have a friend, or I'd look in the lunchroom and see somebody who didn't have a friend. Or sometimes when we were working in groups in our classroom, I'd see somebody who didn't want to be in a group. And this would be a good thing to remember right here. We will include students who are left out. So if you see somebody who's all by themselves, you might want to go be a new friend. Number 4, we will report any bullying we know about or see. That means we're going to tell a teacher or tell an adult. So let's see if you can stand up and we can do most of this pledge together. We're going to put our hands up. You want to stand up? I will read it and then read it again so you can help me. Okay? I'll read it first and then we'll read it together. We won't bully others. Ready? We won't bully others. Keep your hands up and I'll read it first. We will help students who are being bullied. We will help students who are being bullied. Number 3, we will include students who are left out. We will include students who are being left out. Number 4, we will report any bullying we know or about or see. That's a long one. Here we go. We will report any bullying we know about or see. Good. All right. Sit down very quietly. Thank you. And remember, I like that word on there that says report, because report isn't tattling. Report is telling. You know, tattling something about, you know, Sally didn't eat all her hot dog for lunch. That's tattling. Because Sally's not really in trouble with anything, is she? But if Sally's being bullied all the time, you want to tell your teacher or an adult about Sally's problems. How many of you remember what Miss Linda said about her illustrations in her book? That they were done by people who were ages 4 to 76. That's like little brothers and sisters all the way up to grandparents. Well, one page of her book, looks like this, and I know it's hard for you to see, but it's not colored. Did you notice this one? It's not colored. Because if you buy one of Miss Linda's books, then you get to color the page yourself. But there's another important thing we need to talk about Miss Linda's books. And this is the last picture of the book that looks like this. And this is the same as Toado on our other screen, but this time he's kind of waving goodbye. And your teachers are going to have a copy of this picture that's not colored yet. It's not colored yet. And if you choose to do so and your teacher chooses